Hi, my name is Clay. I'm a freshman here at FSU. During this first year, I've become experienced with balancing the demands of college life and with my newfound independence. And I hope you have too, especially as the semester comes to a close. It's important to take the time and decompress during the exam season and to seek out productive and creative activities that you enjoy. You might say, but I already have a hobby.
Hobby? What's your hobby, right?
Drinking.
Well, that's all well and good, but college is all about expanding your horizons and learning new practical skills. Alternatively, you can always combine your passions. So to start off this informative guide, go into your cupboard and retrieve a red plastic cup, because today we're going to be doing some budget gardening.
Gardening has been shown to relieve stress, improve mental health, keep your brain active, and lower the risk of dementia. It promotes exercise and contributes to a healthy diet if you are cultivating herbs or vegetables. And you don't need to have a sprawling backyard to get started.
Sometimes in life, you got to work with the cards that you've been dealt with. So follow along as we create a space-efficient, low-cost indoor garden. So to start off, you're going to want to put some holes into that red cup. I'm going to be using a knife for this demonstration. You can use a power tool, a pencil, whatever you want, as long as the holes are semi-porous enough to allow water to seep through. It doesn't have to be pretty. Next, you're going to want to fill the bottom of your cup with some crushed styrofoam. Rocks and aquarium pebbles are ideal, but if you have some styrofoam lying around, it's a fine substitute. You're going to crush it up and put it in the bottom. You got a good little layer, something like that.
Next, go outside and fill your cup 3/4 of the way with fine native soil, which saves you a trip to Home Depot. But if you have some substrate laying around, feel free to use it. Then take a quick stroll outside and do some foraging.
Now, I'm showing you all of this, assuming that you don't want to go to your local nursery or hardware store and spit out the cash to pick up some houseplants. And I don't blame you, and I'm not knocking the houseplant racket or anything, but if you go around outside, you can find some wild, exotic-looking plants that you can bring inside so you can be close to nature all year round. So, as you can see, the great thing about living in Florida is that, apart from the occasional cold snap, we're enjoying relatively warm and wet weather year-round. So these wild plants evolved to endure flooding, hurricanes, alligators, you name it. So if you take a plant that's growing out of asphalt or like a crack in the sidewalk, it's going to thrive if you give it just a little bit of care. So take some time to find a couple of fellas that you like. I mean, like, I wouldn't eat these, so we're going purely for aesthetics here. What you're going to want to do is you want to take them out of the ground. You can use a spade if you have one, and just take care to keep intact as much of the roots as you can. Okay, so when you're done, you're just going to want to poke some holes in the dirt. One hole for every plant that you got, and then you just stick them in, root first. And then once you stick them in, just compact the dirt around the roots, and you're pretty much done. It looks a little bit rough right now, but these guys will root eventually, and there you go. Pretty fast process. So again, you're going to want to compact the soil around. Once it's all done, make sure the roots are under the ground, under the soil, so they can have something to grip onto. Just gently press around, make sure everything's in place. And again, these are wild plants. Like, they're not really going to care that much about anything. And the great thing about this, the beauty about this, is that you really got to try to mess it up with these fellas. So once they're all in place, I mean, an old lid helps to collect the water. So you get a bit of water and you give them a drink. So you're going to want to give them a generous amount of water when you're first watering. Keep doing it until you see the water come out the bottom. We have the holes there in the bottom so that the water will seep out. You don't want the roots to be wet all the time. So after the first watering, you can water them every couple of days or so. Yeah, that's about it.